in that role, which dominated the front line and really
All right, do a little bit of reaction to the tank role stars. Let's see who got picked. Hardy getting the role star. Wow. Well, chat, whoever said that, you're right. Wow.
So impressive to watch Hardy grow as a tank player this season.
See,
Started by shaping the meta for London's
I respect how good Hardy played this year,
against his Reinhardt rush. But then
but
started showing us
I disagree with him being a role star.
Winston, and his wrecking ball and his Winston yesterday looked really
I just,
to initiate dives for the team.
I think, like, I know that he was really good at kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like dictating the meta for his team and, like, you know, having a thing they can play around even if it necessarily wasn't the best tank pick. But outside of Ryan, it's just like, I don't know, man. I admit that he was a really important piece for his team, but I don't know if he was like a top 4, like, most dominant and valuable tank in the league. I disagree. I don't really think Hadi's the pick, but I don't mind him being here. I get it. I definitely do get it, but I disagree. I think he got a little too much hype. Next role star?
The most complete overall tank in the league.
It's Smurf, isn't it?
Because this tank always comes up big. It's Seoul Dynasty's
Yeah.
Smurf.
No surprises there. What's up, Hogs? Good to see you. Yeah, Smurf is just a must.
Smurf has been fantastic for the Seoul Dynasty.
He was one of the 2 that had to be here, you know, like it's...
Winner of the Overwatch.
He was insanely versatile this year. Winston was arguably best in the league. I mean, it's up for debate, but I'd say it was the best. He showed promise on Zarya, Sig, Junker Queen. There wasn't a hero he was bad at. That's how I like to think of Smurf this year. And as the only tank on the team, that made it even more impressive. Smurf kind of just had to be here, though. You know?
Well, part of the reason
If you want to see the stats on me.
to look
Yeah.
at
I mean, those are insanely good Winston stats. It's
only tank for Seoul Dynasty, and I think that
like,
makes it even more impressive as we
they just speak for themselves, I feel like.
Overwatch 1,
Crazy high kill rate,
tank, and
best
Overwatch
primal
2
rage efficiency,
responsibilities now.
pretty much didn't die.
And those stats were beautiful to show.
Him and Soul were like the best dive team. Smurf was pivotal towards this team's success, so he had to be here.
He just
Next one, Pause Champ.
into the league, punched his way through the ranks to
Reiner?
Gold Star in his rookie year.
Is Reiner or someone? It's Reiner, yeah. Not too shocking either, to be honest. I think
Man, this player has been such a
the thing with Reiner is I feel like second half of the season he was a bit more quiet.
evolving into the Overwatch League and coming out.
Like, I think that's some slack you could give him in this situation. Like, especially in the Junker Queen meta, like, he just really struggled, and I think that takes away from his overall value. Reiner isn't a role star for me personally, but I think it's still pretty well deserved. I mean, especially in the first half of the season, I mean, his Winston was unbelievably strong. I mean, everything except the Queen, really, you know? But I think that you have to tack off points for how he struggled in Stage 3, though. Give you your stats again. I didn't realize he was so good on Doomfist statistically. Wow. That's crazy. That's, I mean, as a rookie picking up Doom like this, I mean, it's damn impressive. Yeah, I feel like my hype for Reiner just died down after the first half of the season, though. And he's not a role star for me personally. I don't hate it, though.
Gold Star award for tank goes
It's
to the
Hanbin.
player
It's this is just easy.
It is undisputed the best of multiple tanks throughout the
Uh-huh.
season. Everything is bigger in Texas, especially
Everything's bigger in
the tank role.
Texas.
It's Hanbin of the Dallas Fuel.
Yeah, that's him and Smurf were both easy choices, you know, like the Hanbin absolutely dominated this year. Undisputed best Junker Queen for most people, and probably the best Zarya for a lot. Dallas Fuel depended on him so many times to do everything. He was their carry. he was the guy that they designed all of their game plans around. And without him, they just weren't winning. You know, they weren't winning as much. They weren't nearly as dominant. They won their one tournament with him leading the way. It was a lot less about, you know, their damage. It wasn't about Sparkle and Fearless as much this year. He was their main guy, and he was arguably one of the most, you know, well-suited MVP candidates. He had to be a tank role star. I mean, those stats just on Zarya alone were ridiculously good.
Yeah, that's exactly what they say.
It speaks for itself.
For Hanbin, Zarya, this was a
Also, fun fact, Hanbin led the league in damage per 10 in general, with all combined stats.
a few stages.
Hanbin rolled and smoked everybody.
Zarya was the junker queen, like the stack card.
Arguably the MVP of the Overwatch League for a lot of people, so, I mean, him and Smurf both had to be here. I'd say the other two tank role stars are very up for debate, depending on who you're talking to, but Hanbin and Smurf were definitely going to make it here no matter what. I disagree with Hadi and Reiner. I don't hate it, but I disagree. Not bad, though. Not bad. 2 out of 4. I don't mind Overwatch League. That's basically my reaction to the tank role stars. Alright, reaction time. Role stars for support. It is time. Who will be selected? I feel like there's a lot of potential options. There's a lot of good main supports. Rookie main supports in particular have been showing out. Shu has a good chance for being in the MVP race. Maybe you can go with Finn. A lot of exciting rookies in general, not even just main supports. I think that there is a lot of potential with this particular set of awards. Long range. Is this Shu? Fielder. Yeah, let's go. Good start. Good start. Good start. This is who we need to be in the role stars. Fielder had an insanely good year, and he does not get nearly enough credit. You know that? I think he was low-key one of Dallas's best players. Hanbin was their clear-cut leader, but Fielder held down the fort all year. His Ana was unbelievable. He led the league in healing this year for the second season in a row. I thought he did a good job of adjusting onto Brigitte as well, which is a character he's not as familiar with. Ana looked great. Bap looked good. Zen, you know, he was just like a consistently good healer. Really good playmaker. I'll let you guys see the stats here. That's, yeah, his Ana stats are unbelievable, as expected. Best healer, really efficient with the bio nades. That's an underrated aspect of him. And, you know, he has a really aggressive team. That's not something that people talk about all the time. He has a lot of aggressive teammates like Hanbin and Fearless and Sparkle, and he keeps those boys alive. He is a big reason why they are so successful, and this is a very deserved role star. Absolutely. 1000% agree. Yo, what's up, Keon? Good to see you. Next one. I'm doing good. I hope you are too.
Capable of defeating flankers in duels and taking the fight to the enemy from the
Shu? Shu.
It is Shu.
Okay, we're starting off with we're continuing with no surprises. Shu is probably the most expected, considering he was the one support in the MVP race this year. Shu overall, while not quite as strong as his 2021 campaign, put up some big-time work on a variety of heroes. He was a big-time constant for Gladiators this whole year. Helped Reiner have a really solid rookie year. One of the best playmaking flex supports this league has to offer. And additionally, the one time the Glads did not play him for a stage, they continued to lose. It's so obvious that he is like the glue that keeps this team together along with Kevster. Shu was a must-have for support, even if he wasn't quite as good as in 2021. But Shu's a monster, for sure. And I'll let you see the stats. Unsurprisingly, still one of the best Baptiste over 1 year later after the amazing year he had last year. Kind of a god. Can't even lie. There's no healing done on the graphic, but that's not necessary for the simple fact that he's a fragger. And with there being one less player, you know, it's up to the flex supports even more to put in the work. And he did it.
We're all about that. Now, our next role star is a menace in the backline, always alive, always annoying.
Who do we got?
Which is the best thing to be as a Lucio, dropping the beat into
Is this
role
Astro?
is Chio from
Chio. Okay. So while I personally didn't pick Chio, I really can't complain with him being selected. Chio had an unbelievable year. Like, it's really hard to pick, I feel like, with main support, because we had a solid handful of rookie main supports. Chio and Vindame were both unbelievable players. I think they both had a really good shot of making it here. I'm fine with them picking Chio. Like, this is good. Really, really consistent player. One of the best Lucios in the Overwatch League. Really good positioning, I feel like. A pretty big fragger on the Lucio as well.
In my eyes, Chio is the best Lucio we have in the entire.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to disagree with Reinforce there. Chio has been a fantastic Lucio. Here's your stats for you. I mean, top tier across the board on a lot of things. He plays up to that style of like Fearless and Sparkle really well. Aggressive, getting in people's faces. He synergizes with this team really well. And I had a feeling, I think a lot of people had a feeling that going from Jexay to Chio was going to be a big upgrade, and it's clearly working out. Chio has been a shining star in this league, and this is well-deserved, even if I personally wouldn't pick him. But now we have one more. And it's tough because there's so many good supports, and it feels like someone's going to get snubbed no matter what. But, like, it's hard to go wrong with a bunch of people. Finn, Violet, Vindame, there's so many guys.
From the east, whether it's a mace to the face or a volley of
is it Vindame?
From the backline, it is from the Shanghai Dragons, Izayaki.
Really? Izayaki, huh? Wow, I was not expecting that. This is a wild card pick. I was not, you know, if honestly, if a Shanghai Dragon support was going to get it, I kind of thought it was going to be Lee Jae Gon. I felt like Lee Jae Gon had a better year than Izayaki did. Like, honestly, I would have even picked Lee Jae Gon, but Izayaki's a real surprise. The Dragon support line in general just hasn't been as dominant compared to last year, and I just think there were so many other shining stars to pick from. I think Finn, Violet, and Vindame were all more deserving than Izayaki. He wasn't even on my radar this year. Like, Izayaki's still a great player, but I just don't think that's the right choice. There were so many people that got snuffed. Izayaki's a damn good player, but I don't think that was the right play. Oh well. That is kind of my reaction to the support role stars. I think the Overwatch League nailed 3 out of 4 for sure, but there was definitely a snuff with that last one. I think instead of Izayaki, they could have gone with a lot of different people. Oh, I forgot about role stars. Let me just react to that real quick. Proper, no surprise, he is in. This is the one we all knew was coming, chat. Come on now. Arguably the MVP of Overwatch League this year for a lot of people. He very well might get the MVP by the time we get to later this week. I mean, what is there to say that hasn't been said about Prophet this year? Or Proper, excuse me. Tracer and Genji, insane. Arguably the best Tracer in the Overwatch League. The true leader of San Francisco. Without him, they just don't do anything. They're not going to be the seed that they are without him. It's not even close. He carried them, especially second half of the season. Like, as the season progressed, just more and more. They keep depending on him. He's their everything. He's their superstar, one of the best players in the entire world. If Proper had more help, he'd get even more recognition. Simple as that. He's just too good. Proper is a shining star. We got it, number 2.
But there is absolutely nothing fake about this player's impact on the enemy backline.
Kevster. Okay, so we're starting off 2 for 2. Pretty, you know, obvious selections. 2 MVP candidates. Kevster had a, in my opinion, kind of an underrated year. People kind of forgot about him a little bit. Maybe because Glads were just so good in general as a team. But Kevster statistically one of the best players in the league, one of the best tracers easily. Really consistent player for Gladiators. He's like the most consistent piece from their DPS line. As other things rotated, he stuck around, always made the plays for them. I think that you kind of had to go with Kev. I really liked the way that he played this year. And here is your stat line for Kevster. Really, really crazy on the tracer. Like, the solo kills definitely stands out, you know, kind of goes to show how much he meant playmaking-wise for his team. And I mean, if he can continue to play good on the Reaper, that'll only validate this selection even more, you know? Superstar all around.
Really easy. He stood out from the crowd both figuratively as well as literally. Of course,
is it going to be Prophet?
Warlord himself, Shanghai Dragons Lip.
Okay, again, another unsurprising selection. Another MVP candidate. 7'8", says Custa. I mean, what did this guy not do for Dragons? He was their everything this year. Like, if you thought Lip was good last year, he kind of took it to a whole new level this year, just in terms of pure value and domination. He had to be here, right? At least in my opinion. Dragons, I know they had a really good meta in Summer Showdown, but without his Sojourn play, they just don't make it in. They really, really just don't make it. We've seen it the whole season. If he can't carry, they lose. It was very similar to Proper over in the West. You can make an argument he was the best Sojourn in Overwatch League. Like, he was that good. You know, generally on hit scan, everything he touched, collectively, maybe the best hit scan in the league. I mean, those stats are absurd. The overclocks, he barely died. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous stuff out of him. Carried over to any meta. Did not matter. What's up, Brandon? Good to see you. Very pleased with this choice from Overwatch League. Please. It's got to be Prophet, right? Oh, it's the Prophet. It's Prophet. Yes, Prophet, finally! He did it! He finally got a roll star! He did it! Woo! He did it! Let's go, Prophet! He made it! The GOAT! He has finally won a roll star award. Some recognition. Arguably the greatest of all time. He had an insanely good season. In my opinion, this is the best season he's had, arguably since Season 1. Absolute menace for Seoul Dynasty this year. On the Tracer, on the Genji. Anything he needed to play. Even like flexing onto Brigitte, I know it's not, you know, the DPS role, but still, he was just everything his team needed. Especially early in the season, his Tracer was insanely clutch. I really have nothing but good things to say about Prophet. Again, another MVP candidate. Really, really nice stuff from Overwatch League. I think they nailed this. I think they got every single DPS role star right. I don't know why they're showing Genji stats, though. They should really be showing his Tracer or something like that. But oh well. That Dragon Blade efficiency is pretty sick, I won't lie. Yeah, I don't have any controversy. I don't think there's any controversy with these role star picks. That's actually exactly who I picked for role stars this year. So good on you, Overwatch League. You did it. Prophet's a really good choice. I know we talk about Smurf, but Prophet was just as important. He made all of the huge plays. One of the most clutch players in the league by far. So, good job, Overwatch League. Prophet, Kevster, Lip. I mean, those are all good ones. And then Proper, arguably MVP of the league, had to be there. Good work, Overwatch League. I'm proud of you for not making me mold.